Hello students, hope you all are fine. Once again, welcome to our channel Sociogenius. Friends, today we will discuss another chapter, that is our constitution. So before starting this chapter, let me say the meaning of the word constitution. So what does this word constitution means? The constitution or the word constitution means the rules or laws according to which a country is governed. So let us start our lesson. The rules or the laws according to which a country is governed forms its constitution. जैसे कि आपको मैं बताई, it is the law or rule by following which a country can run. So having a constitution is a way of making sure that those who govern a country do not do just what they please. It means that according to one's own wish or will, a country cannot be run. So there is a governing body, or there is some rules or laws according to which a country will run. So any decision they take must follow the constitution. एनी डिसीजन जो उनको लेना चाहिए, कुछ डिसीजन अगर कंट्री के बारे में लेना चाहते हैं तो दे हैव टू फॉलो द रूल्स ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. So let us discuss the writing of our constitution. Just before we gained independence, the people elected a body called the Constituent Assembly and gave it the task of discussing and deciding upon our constitution. तो जस्ट बिफोर वी गेट इंडिपेंडेंस, जब हम लोग इंडिपेंडेंस मिलने से पहले, पीपल इलेक्टेड ए बॉडी कॉल्ड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली. एक कुछ मेंबर्स को लेके एक गवर्निंग बॉडी बना जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली. एंड उनको ये टास्क दिया गया है कि दे विल डिसाइड एंड डिस्कस अबाउट द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस एंड व्हिच विल बी एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. The Constituent Assembly then formed a committee to prepare the Constitution. This Constituent Assembly then formed a committee. वो लोग एक committee बनाए to prepare the Constitution. Constitution बनाने के लिए उनको एक committee बनाना पड़ा. The committee was headed by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, and the committee which was made by the Constituent Assembly was headed by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. And it studied the constitutions of many countries and came up with one that would suit us. And there are, in different countries, they have different types of constitutions. So Dr. Rao, he studied the different rules and regulations of different countries' constitutions, and among them, or from these constitutions, he selected some rules which will suit us. The constitution prepared by the committee was discussed and approved by Constituent Assembly. So it finally became our constitution on 26 January 1950. So after discussing or after approval of these rules and regulations by the Constituent Assembly, finally our constitution came to power on 26 January 1950. So we say we adopted our constitution on this day, which we call our Republic Day. तो उस दिन हम लोग अपना जो रिपब्लिक डे जो हम लोग मनाते हैं, it is due to the adoption of our constitution on that day, that is 26 January in the year 1950. So a few things about our constitution. So in this section we'll discuss some things about our constitution that we should know. Our constitution is the longest written constitution in the world. So the Constitution of India is the longest written constitution in the world. World में it is the longest written constitution. It explains the nature and functions of our government, what rights the people have, and so on. And in these constitutions, there are some things that are explained, that is the nature and the function of our government, what should be the function of our government, how it should run, and how it will look after the people or citizen, and the rights and duties of the citizens also, people of our country. All these things are explained in this constitution. We cannot discuss everything in it, but here are a few important things. जितने ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रिटेन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बहुत बड़ा है तो इसको पढ़ना हमारे लिए इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन दिस चैप्टर. So in this chapter we will discuss a few things which are important for us that we should know. So first one is democratic republic. So what does it mean? India is a democratic republic. In a republic, the head of the country is a president, not a king or queen. पहले क्या था ना, जब किसी स्टेट में कुछ गवर्निंग बॉडी थे वो उनका काम था देश को चलाना, किसका, किंग और क्वीन चलाते थे पहले जमाने में. लेकिन हमारा अभी भी कुछ कुछ कंट्री में भी है, बट इन इंडिया वी आर हैविंग डेमोक्रेटिक टाइप ऑफ rules. That means the democratic and republic. That means the head of the constitution is the president, neither king nor queen. So in a democratic, the leader elected by the people form the government, and the government is formed by the elected by the leaders elected by the people. So in our country, the leaders elected by the people become members of the parliament. That means MPs, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं, the party with the majority or more than half of MPs form the government. Then Indian Union. India is the union of many states. So there are people of many states living in our country. The constitution says that each state will have its own government. Though there are different states in our country, but each state must have their own government. And the whole of the country or the Indian Union will have the union government, and that means central government. लेकिन सबका अलग अलग स्टेट का अलग अलग गवर्नमेंट है, बट इन सेंटर देयर इज वन गवर्नमेंट, दैट इज सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन स्पेसिफाइज द जॉब्स ऑफ द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड द यूनियन गवर्नमेंट, and it is the duty of the constitution that it will specify the job or the work of the state government as well as the union government. Some of the things that the state government look after are law and order, that means given to the police, state transport, farming, and that is health, that means health centers, hospitals, and so on, and electric supply also. The union government looks after the things that are of importance to the whole country, such as defense, that means armed force, railway, national highways, and our relations with other countries. So the jobs are divided, are given by the constitutions, or divided by the constitution to the union as well as central government. So what the state government will do and what the central government or union government will do. Then secular country. Ours is a secular country. This means the government does not support any particular religion. As India is a big country, different religious peoples are living here and they are following different religions, so all religions are equal in the eyes of law. In our country, every religion is given importance. So that is why it is called a secular country. Then liberty and equality. Liberty means freedom and equality means all are equal in the eyes of law. And equality are two basic ideas behind many things in our constitutions also. On the basis of this, our constitutions gives us some rights. So on this basis, our constitutions gives some rights also to us. For example, we have the freedom to live and do things in our own way. पहले जमाने में जब राजा देश को चलाते थे तो उनका रूल चलता था, लेकिन जैसे हम लोगों को लिबर्टी एंड इक्वालिटी दिया गया है, इट इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन टू अस, सो वी हैव द फ्रीडम टू लिव by our own way and also do things according to our own way also. And all of us are treated equally by the government and the law. Okay, so directive principles. What are they? A principle is the basic idea behind something. So our constitution asks the government to act and mark laws according to certain principles. और जो गवर्नमेंट जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रूल्स दिया है, that will follow according to certain principles also. The principles include ensuring the good of the people, setting up the panchayats, protecting forest, wildlife, etc. ये सबको नजर में रखते हुए constitutions has given certain principles. A lot of work has already been done also. As you have learned, panchayats are working in our village. In village level, we have panchayats and they are working for the welfare of the villages. Laws have been made to help workers, women, tribals and the backward castes also. The government has decided to provide free education to children below the age of 6 and 14. Our government also has decided to give free and compulsory education to the children between the age of 6 to 14. Okay, so now we will discuss about some fundamental rights which are given by our constitutions. So some important rights have been given to us as fundamental rights by the constitution. No one, not even the government, can take these away from us. ना कोई हमसे ये fundamental rights हमसे छीन नहीं सकता. If someone tries to do, we can go to court. If someone tries to take it from us, then we can take the help of court. Of course, when people break laws, the court can take away some of their rights. For example, people can be jailed for robbery. ऐसे भी हम लोग देखेंगे तो कुछ राइट्स वायोलेट होता है या फिर कुछ ऐसे क्राइम्स होता है तो देखें we can our government give them the people send those who are doing the crimes, they can send to them jail, but also we can say that this violation of these fundamental rights also leads to severe punishment. This takes away some of their freedom. So let us discuss what are these fundamental rights. First, right to equality. Right to equality in general means equality in all levels. So let us discuss. All Indians have equal rights. So all Indians are equal and they have equal rights in every field. This means people cannot be stopped from doing a job, studying in an institution, buying property, entering a public place, and so on the basis of their caste, religion, or sex, or whether they are rich or poor. That means equality of rights or equality to right means all the citizens of India, they are having the right to buy their property, studying in any institution they want, they can do the job according to their own wish, and so on. Be that any caste, any religion, or any sex, or also maybe they rich or poor, that does not matter. It also means that the law is same for everyone. So the law is for everyone and the law is same for all. Second one is right to freedom. Right to freedom means all Indians have the right to lead their lives and express themselves freely. पहले भी हम लोग डिस्कस किए कि लिबर्टी एंड इक्वालिटी में कि हम सबको सेम लिबर्टी मिला है and same freedom, that all Indians have right to lead their own lives and express themselves freely. They can do any job they want, like travel anywhere, stay in any part of the country, form groups and associations, speak in public, and write or express themselves in any way they like also. However, they cannot do something against the law or something that is harmful to others. तो माना कि सबको इक्वल फ्रीडम दिया गया है, राइट्स दिया गया है, कि इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम लोग रूल्स को वायोलेट करेंगे, लॉज को वायोलेट करेंगे, लॉज के अगेंस्ट जाएंगे और डू सम harmful things which will be harmful to others. That should not be done. We should follow the rules properly and have the and enjoy the freedom of equality or rights. Next we will discuss about right to freedom of religion. Everyone can follow the teachings of his or her religion. सबको अपना रिलीजन चुनने का पूरा हक दिया गया है. No one can be forced to follow any religion. People can build places of worship and spread their religion freely. Okay. So next is culture and educational rights. All groups of people have the right to keep their language and culture alive. If a group follow a particular religion or speak a particular language is in minority, less than half the total population, it has the right to run schools and colleges also. Then, right against exploitation. Exploitation means if someone is exploiting, cheating others, that is unfair. So the Constitution protects us from exploiting. This type of exploitation, if done, is protected by our Constitution. Or from being treated unfairly. For example, a person cannot be made to work without pay. Similarly, a child under 14 cannot make to work in a factory or to do any dangerous work. That means if a person cannot be made to work without pay, बिना पेमेंट दे के एक लोग को और एक पर्सन को काम के लिए फोर्स नहीं किया जा सकता है. Similarly, a child under 14 cannot be made to work in a factory or to do any dangerous work. 14 years से पहले एक चाइल्ड को फोर्स किया नहीं जा सकता कुछ काम करने के लिए, either to work in factory or to do any dangerous work. He or she should have free and compulsory education in between these ages. Then, right to constitutional remedies. A remedy is a solution. A remedy means giving a solution. Any Indian can go to a court to seek a remedy if his or her fundamental rights is taken away by anyone, including the government. That means a person can take the help of the court if his or her fundamental rights are taken by anyone or by the government also. Then last one is right to education. Children between the age of 6 and 14 have the right to get free education. They must have education and it is compulsory for them also. This right was added in our constitution in 2002 by our parliament. This is the new type of rights which was given by our constitution in the year 2002, and also it is approved by our parliament also. So these are the fundamental rights of our citizen. Now moving forward, we'll discuss about the fundamental duties. What are the fundamental duties of a citizen of our country? Just as we have rights, we have some duties too. तो हम लोग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हम लोगों को राइट्स दे दिया, ये करो, वो इसके ये सब आपको फ्री है, आप फ्री रिलीजन अडॉप्ट कर सकते हो, फ्री एजुकेशन मिल सकता है, एवरीथिंग विल बी प्रोटेक्टेड फॉर यू, and as a result we must have some certain duties towards our countries. So these are known as the fundamental duties. So what should be our duties towards our country or towards our constitutions? To obey the constitutions. Just as we have rights, we have certain duties too. Some of these duties are to respect the constitution, the national flag and the national anthem. So these should be respected, that is our flag, our national anthem and our constitutions. We must respect these things. To believe in and work for the unity of our country. We all should work for the unity of our country. As there are diversities of different religions, languages in our country, in spite of, we should work unitedly. Then, to defend the freedom of our country, we should defend the freedom of our country. To treat others as equal and to respect their beliefs. And then, to protect our national environment also. It is the most important thing, that is, we should protect our natural environment. To protect public property. The public property must be protected because it is our property. If we will destroy it, then it will be harmful to us. So all these are different fundamental rights and duties of Indian citizen. So I hope that this chapter is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. But before ending this chapter, there are some difficult words which are underlined in this lesson, and your duty is to learn these difficult words. Now let's summarize this lesson in short. The rules according to which a country is governed form its constitution. And our constitution was prepared by a committee headed by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar and approved by the Constituent Assembly. We adopted it on 26 January 1950. India is a democratic republic country. India is a union of states in which each state has its own government. India is a secular country. The government does not support any particular religion. Directive principles are some basic ideas based on which the government is to act and to make laws. Our constitution gives us some fundamental rights that no one can take away. We must respect our constitution, the national flag and national anthem. We must work for the unity of our country and defend its freedom. We must treat others as equal and respect their beliefs. We must protect our natural environment and public property. These are some of our fundamental duties also. So, this is about the summary of this lesson. Now, we will discuss the meaning of some new words. So, let's have a look. First one is adopt, which means start to use a thing or an idea to take someone else's child or as one's own. Secondly, secular, it means not related to religion. Third, liberty, which means freedom. Fourthly, exploitation, it means treating someone unfairly for one's own advantage. Lastly, remedy, which means solution, a way of solving a problem in a court of law. So all these are the meaning of some new words. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like, share and subscribe this channel. Link to the exercise question answers and the chapter is given in the description below. Thank you for watching.